had a fairly normal childhood. I was outside a lot, I had friends, played sports, except the one thing I didn't know at the time that wasn't normal is I started drinking when I was around 10 years old, and I was brought up in a neighborhood where this was acceptable, and people didn't think twice about it, and I didn't think twice about it. I remember it was Genesee Cream Ale was the first thing I ever drank, and it was disgusting. It still probably is. But I remember, the first time I drank it, it was something that I was immediately drawn to. And every time I tried something, it followed a similar path. As soon as I tried it, I loved it and tried to do it as often as possible. And I started so young that I hadn't learned all of the negative consequences that were going to be attached with all of this somewhere down the line. And it never occurred to me that addiction was a thing, that addiction was possible, or that I could end up being an addict. And by the time I realized those things were possible, they had already happened, and I was already so far gone that I could not quit on my own. For a while, I thought that was manageable, but I think it's also important to note that I graduated law school, I got a job as an attorney, and was successful for a while. And then in a matter of a year, I went from owning a house, owning a car, being employed, to being homeless. And my day then consisted of waking up sick and then spending all morning figuring out a way to get money, selling something to get money, just to get my fix for that day, and then continuing on that path for, months at a time sometimes, where I couldn't do anything, remotely related to being an adult or even a human being. I was surviving, and I wasn't doing a great job at that. I really did want to stop, because at this point I had lost pretty much all my friends, my girlfriend, and my family, so there really wasn't anybody to quit for other than myself. But I was so depressed, and I wasn't treating my mental health issues, and this is the point where I truly started considering that maybe life just wasn't cut out for me, and they'd be better off if I weren't around. And it got past the pre-contemplation stage into where I was actually planning on, ways to commit suicide. And that's when I knew that, not only did I need help, I really, really wanted help. I was dedicated to my recovery this time around, and I was willing to do whatever it took. So I was able to take advantage of the programs that were offered to me, and I feel like I benefited a lot from it, because I really needed a whole life overhaul. I needed every bit of help I could get, because I had tried this my own way a couple of times, and nothing I did on my own worked. There's a lot of people that go in and out of Helio Health, but I always got individualized attention. My group was 10 people or less. It's for as many patients and clients as they have, it feels like a small program, and I needed that. I made it out of the wilderness, and if I can do it, any addict can do it. There's nothing stopping anybody from recovering if they're willing to put in the work. My journey wasn't easy. I needed every drink and drug I ever took before I realized I needed recovery, and I don't regret my past, and I'm happy with who I am today.